Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Source. Coming off a rough NBA night. Oh my God. I got smacked on Friday night in the NBA. I think I lost 2 units and some change, maybe 2.5 units. Goddamn Hawks. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's talk some NFL though. NFL Sunday, Week 18, Panthers, Saints. Let's go.
Welcome to The Source. The Source. Hey, get the Source.
All right, Carolina on the road in New Orleans here. The line opened up Saints -3, but by Tuesday morning, it's up to 3.5. Early public look like it's leaning towards Carolina. Now, here we are on Saturday, and the public is all over the Panthers. 74% of the tickets, 77% of the money on Carolina. Line doesn't move at all. We're still looking at New Orleans -3.5. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, then you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Saints -8 and some change. So that's a full 5-point lean on New Orleans here. So let's break down this matchup, and I'm starting with the Saints defense because I've been saying it for weeks and nobody's listening. This is an elite defense. In the last 7 games, 7. This isn't a small sample size. In their last 7 games, they're allowing just 15 points per game. In fact, in their last 2 games, they held their opponents to just 10 points each time. This is an elite defense. If you just isolate the last 5 weeks, do you want to know who's first in the entire NFL in defensive DVOA? The New Orleans Saints. Now, here's where you can find some value on the Carolina Panthers. Saints are first against the pass, just 15th against the run in that 5-week span. So that's got to be your angle. If you're looking to bet the Panthers here, you got to think that Carolina is going to be able to run the ball on this New Orleans defense. I'm personally not really seeing it. Saints just went into Philly and held the Eagles to just 67 yards rushing. The week before that, they went into Cleveland. It was like 30 degrees below zero. Total run first game. They hold Nick Chubb to like 3.6 yards a carry. I think this Saints defense actually does a pretty good job against the run, and it certainly doesn't help that D'Onta Foreman is banged up for the Panthers. He's dealing with a knee injury. I think he's going to play. And also the Panthers have Hubbard and Blackshear, so they're deep at running back, but still, Foreman being banged up would be a factor. And let's take a little bit of a closer look at this Carolina rushing attack because it's a little bit of a mirage here. Yes, since they traded Christian McCaffrey, they have had a much better rushing attack, no question. But let's look at the last 3 weeks. Week 16 was dope. 320 yards rushing on the Detroit Lions. Great game. They steamrolled Detroit. But the week before that, the Panthers were held to just 21 yards rushing on 1.3 yards a carry by the Steelers. And then last week against the Bucs, they were held to just 74 yards rushing on 3.4 yards a carry. So yeah, they steamrolled the Lions, but the 2 games surrounding that, 2 of the last 3 weeks, for the Panthers, they've been shut down in the run game. And I know you might be thinking, yo, Sauce, that's against the Steelers and the Bucs, 2 really good run defenses. There's truth to that, but still, the Saints are not far behind them as far as run defense. And as far as overall defensive units, I'll take the Saints right now over both those teams. Now, what about the other side of the ball? What about when Andy Dalton and the Saints offense have the ball against this Carolina defense? Well, for starters, bad news. Carolina has shut down their star corner, J.C. Horn, for the season. We saw how much he was missed last week. Mike Evans caught, 6 or 7 deep ball touchdowns? No, it was 3, but still, felt like every time the red zone went to that game, it was Mike Evans catching another deep touchdown. It's obvious that this Carolina pass defense is very vulnerable when J.C. Horn isn't on the field. We saw it last week. Definitely not the spot you want to be in when you're going to play in the Superdome against the Saints. And to make matters even worse for the Panthers defense, it looks like star defensive end Brian Burns might not even play. That might be the best player on their entire team on either side of the ball. He practiced on Thursday, didn't practice on Friday. Definitely not a good sign. If Carolina comes into this game without their 2 best defensive players, their best edge rusher, and their best D-back, I don't know how we can back them here. I think we're going to see a big game out of Andy Dalton. He's playing to potentially, hopefully, maybe win the starting job for the Saints or somewhere else next year. Kamara has been relatively quiet for a few weeks. I think it's a good spot for him to get the ball in open space. I really like the Saints here. I'm going to lay the points. There's a reason the books moved this line up to 3.5, and everybody's coming in betting Carolina, and they still haven't moved it back. Means sportsbooks are really comfortable playing against Panthers plus 3.5 tickets. So if they are, I am too. I love this matchup for the Saints. Give me New Orleans -3.5. Let's go. If anything changes with this bet, I'll let you know on Twitter. So give me a follow there if you want. Also, if you want the final tickets that we put out, top bets for each sports, parlays of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. NFL Week 18, let's have ourselves a good one. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.